pretty decent win considering Port Adelaide came at you pretty hard there in the last quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was good to finish the game off, I suppose. There was times there where they came at us and we let them get a bit of a run on, which was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, we'll take the win any day.
Personally, 9 goals in the last 2 weeks. Do you feel like you're sort of coming back to some of your best form after the groin injury that you had?
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks before that, I think I was playing okay. I was probably playing a little bit of a different role, but last 2 weeks probably spent a bit more time up forward. So, I mean, it's good to be chopping and changing a little bit, but yeah, definitely feel like I'm playing a little bit better.
You got Geelong and Carlton coming up in the next couple of weeks, which you sort of alluded to. The next challenge is to beat those teams that are above you on the ladder. Is that something that's been spoken about within the playing group? We haven't probably looked too far ahead of the games we've been playing on the weekend, but I suppose it will probably be spoken about this week that it's going to be a big challenge to beat Carlton, who are above us on the ladder and in good form. So, I mean, it's definitely something that we'll talk about this week, and it's going to be a big game for us.
Do you see that as a next step to beat a top 4 side?
Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, I don't think we've beaten a top 4 side yet this year, so if that's something that we want to, what we're aiming for, then it's definitely the next step. So, I mean, hopefully we can get over them.
And is there confidence there that you've got the weapons to do it, given how well you guys have gone this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think we can. I definitely think we can beat Carlton this weekend if we come out and play the best footy that we can. So I think it's up to us this weekend as to how well we go.
Does it feel strange? You're talking about that, you're taking on the top teams and you're just getting over, you're happy to get over a win with Port Adelaide. Does it feel a little bit different to last year where every win was, crucial?
Yeah, I mean, last year it felt like we were probably setting ourselves up in a good position, but we just couldn't win those sort of games. So, I mean, this year it's good to be taking those ones away. So, it is a different year, but I mean, the confidence is there in the group that we can go well and beat Carlton.
Have you surprised yourselves, really? Deep down, are you sort of surprised at how quickly it's come this year?
Personally, for myself, I can only speak for myself, maybe a little bit. I knew that we were a good side and that we're probably capable of playing this good footy, but I mean, coming off last year, we were also pretty realistic that it does take time, but I mean, at the moment, now, I'm not surprised at all. So, I mean, now that we are playing this good footy after a few weeks. So.
When did you start to think, we are pretty good?
I probably still haven't thought that yet, to be honest. I mean, it's a tough question, I suppose. There's still halfway to go in the season, so we're not trying to get ahead of ourselves, but it is just to be good to be winning the games that we weren't winning last year, I suppose.
When did the belief sort of come in? That's probably a better question. Last year you weren't sure if you were not, now knowing that you can. Was there a point of the year when you started to think, well, we're going to be okay at least, rather than messing?
Yeah, I mean, the belief, last year I believe we were going to win, but I suppose we just weren't finishing those games, which was disappointing, but this year I think it's we are finishing those games, so I don't know. It's a tough question again, I suppose. I've always had belief that we can win, but it was just disappointing that we weren't last year. But it's good that we are finishing the games off this year.
So 5th spot at the moment, a game off 4th. What do you make of all the talk that maybe the Eagles could sneak into there?
To be honest, I haven't thought too much about it yet. I mean, it's only round 13, I think, on the weekend, so. There's still half a year of footy left, so a lot can happen in that time.
Midfield or forward, what do you prefer? Over the last month or so, you've been getting a bit of a taste of both, but probably yesterday more up forward.
Yeah, I like to spend a bit of time in both. A little bit of time in midfield and then maybe go forward would probably be my ideal role, but wherever the team sort of needs me and wherever I can fit in, I think we've got some pretty good options through the midfield at the moment, so I'm happy to play up forward.
Is it making you a better player, do you think, by getting a taste of running through the midfield and not just being seen as a forward pocket goal snake?
Yeah, I think it is. It's definitely good to have a few different options, and to be able to get a bit of time to go through there definitely makes me more confident when I go in there as well. So I definitely think it's adding something to my game. There
was one tap from Dean Cox yesterday that was pretty exceptional in the middle of the ground. Tell us how well he's playing and what sort of impact he's having on the game.
Yeah, I mean, Coxie's a great player. He has been for a long time. and I think he's back to his full fitness at the moment. So it's great for the boys around him because when he does get first hands on the ball, he puts it to the right spots. So I mean, the rest of it's got to come up to the midfielders. So to get him for an extra couple of years on the list is a big thing for us.
Looking forward to making Carlton regret giving up Kennedy.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, they got a pretty good player in return, but I mean, I think Josh Kennedy for us has been a great player and will be for a long time. So we're pretty happy with it.
You've got a more ideal swap, do you think? When you look at the way it's panned out, you've got the key forward that you wanted, and he's playing so well.
It's tough. Yeah, I don't think so for us. I mean, we're pretty happy with him. Even off the field around the club, he's just a great player and a great leader. So. I mean, he's fit in perfectly for us.
You must enjoy being able to sit underneath the pack when he just smashes the bodies out of the way and knowing that the ball's going to hit the ground and you can crumb it. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, when the ball comes in around his vicinity, you know that it's going to come to ground if he doesn't take the mark because he's such a hard player. So it definitely makes it easier for us small blokes.